Welcome back once again, recording and presenting live from APPEX 2024, the trade show and exhibition floor. These live streams are being brought to you by Burkert, where innovation meets inspiration. Whether it's optimizing processes, enhancing sustainability, or simply delving into the fascinating world of fluid dynamics, Burkert is your trusted partner every step of the way, and we thank them for helping to make these live streams possible. Lindy, I think you're coming to the end of this before you have to walk away and do other things, but it's been a great 6 runs.
Well, I've actually got one more after this, Grant, but it has been a wonderful time to have these conversations, very important conversations that we are having. And joining us now is Andrew Manley. He's the Communications Director of AIPIA, forgive me, that is the Active and Intelligent Packaging Industry Association. And Andrew has come out. He's also a member of the International Packaging Press Organization, and he joined us yesterday in a very interesting forum that we ran for IPPO and spoke all about smart packaging. And Andrew, I was so excited because you said Australia is at the cutting edge or at the forefront of innovation in smart packaging, in your opinion. So I want you to wax lyrical about that.
Okay. What I meant exactly is that you're a can-do nation. And that comes across very much in your adoption and implementation of the smart packaging technologies that I expound. It's great to see people not talking about it, but actually using it and doing stuff with it. It's just part of your DNA to be positive. And that's a really effective way of getting smart packaging out there and in the marketplace, and I'm delighted to see it. You have a number of companies who are either developing smart packaging technologies or bringing into the country smart packaging technologies from other parts of the world, and it's obviously a very well thought of and effective type of packaging innovation.
Yeah. So I noted that when you wrote your report, which is in our latest issue, thank you for doing that, of your Congress that you ran in November, which runs every year in November.
Yeah.
And you can tell us a bit more about this year's plans. That there was a company called Lava, which is from Australia, with their smart fingerprint.
Yes,
that they had.
Smart fingerprint.
And we have companies like Seller. And we also have companies like Result Group, who represent Antares, I think it is, with their diamond technology. There's lots of.
I was talking to the boy from Antares last night in the bar.
Simon.
Simon.
Yes, and we've actually had Simon on the podcast too before. And there are lots of examples also of track and trace technology and the 2D barcode. And the other thing, which brings me to the point that you raised yesterday as well, is the importance of GS1 because of the standardization that they bring. So would you like to share your opinion on that?
I knew you were going to mention GS1, and I'm delighted that you did. GS1 is very important, not necessarily because it's the greatest cutting edge bit of technology that's ever been invented, but because it can be universally adopted and can be universally understood by everybody. And the more we can get standardization and wider adoption, the more impact smart packaging is going to have. You know, one of the barriers, which I mentioned yesterday, is that we have lots of campaigns and lots of different individual companies doing smart things, but we don't have a major rollout of the technology across scalable products. Although that's unfair to Antares, as you were talking about. But we need to see more standardization across not just the connected bit, but also even in the active bit, where I mentioned again yesterday that we have 500 different research programs going on to make antimicrobial packaging. We don't need 500, we need 5. And so that we can actually come up with something that's viable. And GS1 is one, it's global. 2, it's easy to understand and it's easy to adopt. So it's not going to hurt people on an ROI issue. And you know what? It's funnily enough, you know, the barcode GS1 barcode has been around for 50 years. It celebrated 50 years last year. this is a step up, a step change in what they're doing, and we want to support them every bit of the way.
Another point you made, and which was then reinforced by someone we spoke to today from Fresh Chain Systems, was that we are using these technologies, but we're not shouting about them. So you'll have products on shelf that have got connected packaging, or some cool app that relates to it, but they're not. The marketing campaign doesn't link to it, and and so forth.
That's a big issue. I mean, I mentioned specifically yesterday in my presentation your wonderful 19 Crimes winery, who have been using an RFID tag on the neck of their bottle for some years, and it's even over in Holland where I live, but there's nothing on the shelf, nothing on the bottle to say that there it is. There's the RFID tag that you can actually open up a whole new world of interesting facts and some great fun stories with. And we need to actually educate not just the consumer about that. I think it's more important that we educate the manufacturers who are actually spending money and investing in the smart technologies, and very specifically the ones I like to hammer most, the retailers, who are just lazy about it. Here's a way of differentiating and making products a bit more interesting and a bit more fun, and they're missing that opportunity, and I wish they would.
Yeah.
And it's not a criticism of Australian retailers specifically, it's retailers generally.
The other thing that you spoke about, and I'm really only making the link here to smart packaging, is the ability for smart packaging to present some sustainability solutions. We don't want to go down the sustainability. We've talked to that ad nauseum, but what is the possibility? Because I know that was spoken about at the last Congress as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's packaging is an interconnected world. Sustainable packaging can be not enabled by connected packaging, but it can be informed by it. It can help to make the messages about sustainability, about how to recycle, reuse systems in particular, which are sort of tending to go up the agenda, are all enabled by smart technology, because you've got to have a tracking technology to actually track the pack around where it's going. So we can have a major contribution. We're part of the solution, not part of the problem. Initially, it was regarded that any smart component that you put on a pack was adding difficulty to the recycling process. Well, we've come a long way since then. Plastic substrates, no. Paper substrates, yes. Much more user-friendly inks, all of that kind of stuff. But even putting a QR code on, which gives you a message that you can deliver, like Tetra have done, delivering a message about how to dispose of the thing effectively, and using it as a gamification thing, so making it a bit of fun, and even having a reward system in there. So we see ourselves as part of the narrative, not as an enemy of the narrative of sustainability.
And lastly, let's talk about your Congress, because you've been running this Congress, or your organization has, for years now, and you will have been able to track the progress in technology advances because you've been writing about it every time. So what have we got in store this year? Where is the Congress taking place, and why should people come?
Okay, well, thank you for letting me give it a plug. I mean, the Congress will take place on the 18th and 19th of November. We're moving it to the Novotel Rai, which is near the big exhibition centre in the southern part of Amsterdam this year, because we have some new partners, AWA Associates, who are very much into the labeling, label liners and stuff like that. And they're a very, if you like, experienced partner in the packaging area. What are we going to see? I hope more of the same. It's a very fast-moving industry. We've got new technology, well, not new technologies, but new adoption of the technologies, new ways of using the technology, wider rollouts on a bigger scale. We want more brand owner engagement. We run a very famous brand owner challenge. Last year we had a very successful panel discussion which involved Amazon, who are finally taking an interest in the transparency aspects of using smart packaging. So, you know, it's all very positive, but we know we have work to do. I mean, the COVID, just as it affected everywhere else, affected our development of the smart packaging world. We feel we're back on track with it now. We greatly look forward to welcoming a global audience like we had before COVID. And we had a very successful event last year in association with our friends from Packaging Europe. We're now hoping to move it all on and forward. So if you're interested in coming, check out the website as we go up through the year. We also have a smart labeling seminar in Chicago attached to the Label Expo event in September.
So that's AIPIA.com.
It's www.apia.info. We're an info, not a com.
Okay, .info. Okay, so everybody, did you get that? www.AIPIA.info.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. One last thing, Andrew, before you go, you are speaking tomorrow. What time is that? You're here at APPEX and you are contributing to a panel.
Yeah, I'm part of a panel on the digitization of packaging, and I'm glad I got that right. At 11:15, I think, in the seminar theatre.
Okay,
so
great.
Looking forward to working with 2 or 3 other guys and ladies on that particular thing. It's a catch-all sort of title which can mean anything to anyone. So we'll see how the discussion goes.
I'm sure it will be very interesting. And thank you for making the trip to APPEX.
Can I just say it's great to be back in Melbourne. Great to be working with you guys again. It's always a very positive experience. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming all the way.
Well, yeah, that's been brilliant. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Lindy. And of course, thanks to those who have listened in on another live stream brought to you by Burkert, where innovation meets inspiration. Stay tuned to this channel. We'll be back very soon with another live stream. For now, we'll be right back.